In this video, we are talking about how we can navigate kind of the twists and turns of life when we're going down this path and this journey, and it takes a big left-hand turn, and we expected it to go way over this way, and how we deal with that, and how we can continue on that journey and keep walking down that path. So we're talking about how my path has changed. Maybe you noticed the name change on here and what that means for this channel, what that means for you. And then if you stick around till the end, I have a secret to reveal to you. And to me, this is a big secret. I really want to reveal this, and I hope you'll stick around. I hope you won't be upset about this. So stay tuned till the end and I will share that with you. You might have seen that I changed my channel name to The Busy Dreamer, and this is a big shift for me. I started YouTube back a few years ago when I was writing my women's fiction books, and I was going to share about my writing and how I was writing and building all these novels in this town and everything. And then I found out that it was mostly me. Yep, I'm writing the book and now I'm editing the book. And look, I'm writing a new scene and I'm editing again. And it was kind of the same thing over and over again. I read my first book here on YouTube. I think I took all of those videos down and I was like, this isn't quite working. I went long stretches of months at a time not posting just because I didn't know what to post. So in December, I was really wanting to come back on YouTube, and I thought, what if I started to talk about my manifesting and how I use manifestation in my life? And I did that a little bit, and I thought, I'm not a manifestation guru. I don't want to be the manifesting guru. There's plenty of them out there, and they know way more than I do about these topics. I go to them. I don't make up that information. And then I thought, I'm going to talk about my goals and dreams a little bit, maybe have a packet for people. And I thought from that, what if I made a planner for YouTubers? And so I went through this process of kind of shifting my channel to talk about that journey of going for my dreams. And at the time, it was to make the planner. And if you've been here, you would see that I have my planner. I went ahead and followed through. I printed it and was ready to launch. Okay, I got to the launch stage and I thought, I don't want to be the YouTube guru. This was just to basically organize YouTube channels. You have all these thoughts and ideas. I had a video card. I had tons of video cards in my planner and month by month spreads, and you could plot it and like organize your whole channel. And I still like this idea. I'm still going to come out with this planner, but I didn't want it to be my main focus. Again, I didn't want YouTube to be my sole, like be a guru about YouTube. There are so many people out there. They know way more than I do, and I am not in the place to do all that research. So the last few weeks, I thought, I need a change for my channel. And if I don't make this change, I'm probably going to have to stop because I'm not sure what my videos are going to be about. And it came to me. What I know is that I'm busy and that I still have goals and dreams, and I go for them, and I really do, and I complete them. And not everybody does. And yet, usually when you start a goal, you want to complete it. That's why you're starting it. You want to bring that out in your life. So I thought, The Busy Dreamer, I love that name. I'm really happy to tell you about this, to make this change and to really show how it's okay to change your path, to walk down that left side instead of that right side. And the first thing I would say about this is if you're going down a road and it changes, be flexible with that, because having this change, I have thought of so many ways of how I can help you with this, my community. And I'm so excited to share all of that, but being flexible into it. It took a few days. I'm not going to lie. It took me a few days to like think about it. Do I want to do this? It's going to require X, Y, and Z, all these changes that I needed to make. But I want to continue because I feel like I have something to give to you and to show by example. So, step one, I think, is to be flexible and to listen to those dreams or that shift. Step two, I kind of said, like, settle into that change of path to see what it means to you. See if it feels right to you, like follow your heart and see what kind of ideas you're getting and if that makes sense to you. The next thing that I want to say, I just want to give a couple of tips, give a couple of examples here. The next thing is make room in your life for this change, because when I thought of changing my channel name to The Busy Dreamer, let me know what you think of that. I'm super excited about it, but I want to know what you have to think. But when I thought about making that change, of course, I thought this is going to be a lot of work, but above that, I was super excited. The ideas were just like pouring into me, and I went with it. I am making time in the middle of my busy life to make these changes. And I thought, what better time to kind of reveal this? It's not at the polished end where everything that I want to like give and have for this, everything's ready to go and I'm going to have this huge launch. I'm not doing that. I'm only a couple of steps ahead of where you might be. You might be a couple steps ahead of me. And that's why I think it's kind of important for me to come out with this right now, is because it's not perfect. And I'm taking you with me, and it's going to be completely fresh. And any of the challenges that I have, I'm going to share with you so you feel like, oh my gosh, if you're having that challenge too, you're not alone. Trust me, you're not. That's the other thing I wanted to say, is that it doesn't have to be perfect to get started, and it doesn't have to be perfect to continue on. I'm also sharing this with my girls. I have two daughters, and one is in high school, and she's nervous about high school. This is her third week, and she keeps thinking of high school as this huge boulder that she has to climb in one day. And she has to make all of these changes and all of these decisions in one day, like right now, about her whole life. And I had to make her just sit down with me. We're very close, so we talk hours and hours a day. It's so great. But I want to say this to you also, that this path is long and we don't have to run it in one day. And we don't have to make sure that it's a straight line. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. We can go along all those twists and turns and learn all of the lessons and experience the journey as we go through. And my example to her with this was how when I was 18, I started college. I might have told this story before, so bear with me, but I started college completely on the path of being a nurse. I wanted to be an RN, and I went through the first 2 years. I did all my prerequisites. I got into the nursing school. I moved an hour and a half away to go to college. And after a year, it didn't work. It didn't work out for me. And I completely was not expecting this. It was a dead stop to my nursing journey and my nursing career. And I had to figure out what I was going to do. That was like, that path ended. And it freaked me out, of course, because here I was 20 years old. I moved back to my hometown, but my parents had divorced, so I didn't have a home to go back to, which was fine. I had to figure it out. I got a full-time job for the first time and got an apartment on my own. And I was telling my daughter, yes, I had to do that really quickly, but I had to take that apart and break it down into pieces and do one little piece at a time. And furthermore, I had not expected that to happen. We have to go along that path and we figure it out as we go. And that was my point to her, that of course she has me as support, me and my husband and her sister as supportive people, but she doesn't have to figure it all out right now. And neither do you, whether you're, 14 like her or you're 60 years old. you can go through this journey and go through all those twists and turns and make it what you want it to be. If something doesn't feel right, you can change it. And that's one reason why I'm making this change, is because this completely feels right to me. This feels like I'm down the path that I'm meant to be down. And in order to start this, I wanted to come clean about something, and I hope you'll be respectful and understanding. So, when I started my journey, I started writing my books, and I wanted to use a pen name, Jean Shelby, and that was what I was going to write under, kind of to keep my real name anonymous. And Jean Shelby has such a significance to me because we have a lot of people in our name with Jean, or a lot of people in our family with Jean in their name. And Jean Shelby was my grandma's name. So I was sitting around one evening with my family and I was like, I know I want Jean in my pen name, but I don't know what my name's going to be. Can you help me? And we kind of went through like Jean Riley, because Riley was our dog's name, or Riley Jean, or something along those lines. And at that moment, my mom texted me and she said, look at what I just found. And it was my grandma's watch, and it had been frozen on 7/12 for decades. And 7/12 is my birthday. My birthday is July 12th. And in that moment, I felt like my grandma was speaking to us saying, use my name, Jean Shelby, use that as your pen name. And my mom thought the same thing, because I told her, do you know what we're doing right now? We're trying to find a name for me. And so that stuck. And I used that name for several years. But going into this new venture for me, walking down this new path, I want it to feel like me, because this journey right now is really coming from my heart. And I feel like I want to come at that from me, from my real name. So my real name is not Jean Shelby. My real name is Stephanie, and my middle name is Jean. So I'm Stephanie Jean, and I'm going to use that from now on. So if you tune in, if people miss this and they're like, who's Stephanie? This was supposed to be Jeannie. We will gently tell them that I've had this change of heart and am leading by example by going with that little twist in the path and revealing this. So let me know what you think down below. I really want to hear your comments. I'm really happy that you're here. If you're new and haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm coming out with a lot of new things, and I can't tell you everything on this video because it's not quite there. And this video would be like an hour long if I shared everything. So we're breaking it into pieces. And I hope you come back to see what all of that is and to be inspired to continue down your own path, whatever that looks like. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.